Hey, Mama.
So,
How are you?
amazing.
It's heavy out here. Is it just me or is
Absolutely
it heavy?
not.
What's so heavy? What
She's
is it?
big.
I can't put my finger on it. It just feels heavy. What do you feel spiritually? Everything that's going on in the world.
That's a lot.
We talked a little bit about being the change and how you can be the change in your own communities, your own relationships. I think that's the solution right now. Everyone's very aware of what's going on globally, but sometimes forgets about what's going on in their own backyards, in their own homes, in their own relationships. I was thinking about the things for the last few years, what we've gone through in terms of our growth together. There's so much that I've learned from it. I wanted to mention a couple things.
Ooh.
One is,
Adrian's leading this one. I'm getting jumped into the gang that I didn't ask to be in. Squad.
even arguing.
You want to right now?
No, I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue at all. I'm done arguing. Before I would battle and I would double down. And now it's about, I'm listening, how can I better serve you? I always felt like I did that, but the intentionality of doing that. I think that creates a better vibe at home when I am not trying to be solution orientated, because men are wired to be solution orientated. I have a solution for you. That's not what you want to hear all the time, is I have a solution. Tell me what it is and just tell me how you feel. And sometimes that just de-escalates everything. Men out there, don't push your solutions on women. Don't mansplain things because it just doesn't work. Now, together, if you come up with a solution, that's a different story.
Also, not being combative when somebody speaks to you. That makes a world of difference.
Not trying to win.
Yeah, you've put your
argument.
sword down a whole lot, which I appreciate.
Explain that.
You're not an aggressive person, but you're stubborn to have your sword out and be ready for battle, almost to just prove you're not a bitch. For you to learn that that's not necessary, but those were your wounds of where you've come from in the world and in relationships or intimate connections where people were trying to make you feel a certain way,
Yes.
right? For me, like that was very frustrating because I'm never trying to establish dominance on anybody because I just don't feel like I need to. I'm not fighting you. I'm trying to communicate how I feel to you so that you have understanding, so that we can communicate effectively, that you can communicate back to me how you feel candidly so that I can internalize and then we can come up with a solution or a common ground here. So if you're wired to feel like people are attacking you, anything like somebody communicating to you feels like an attack. So you felt very attacked anytime I would express how I felt. And it wasn't. And I'm just like, I'm just telling you how I feel. Like, what do you mean? Like, why are we arguing now?
Yeah, but a lot of it's past wounds.
Of course.
And getting to know each other, and it
That's
takes
what
time.
I mean. Like, you've put away your battle gear.
I have.
Thank you.
I still carry my sword, but it's to slay others.
It's sheathed.
Not you. I
I
appreciate
use
it.
telekinesis.
I appreciate that you're really supportive in so many things. I just had a trip with Nicholas. We went to Dominican Republic. It was a very important trip. It's about family. We always put our kids first. And it was,
What happened, Adrian?
other than the earthquake while we were there.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. I had experienced LA one time, and a little bit of an earthquake. I didn't feel it. This one was crazy. The Dominican Republic has had something of this scale for 100 years. We were literally right on the water. We're in an exclusive place, and it was very quiet, and weren't a lot of people around. I'm thinking to myself, I got to sleep with one eye open tonight. I called the front desk, and they're like, listen, if anything, there's alarms. We got people with PhDs in this stuff that will tell you what's going on. But it was amazing. If anybody has the opportunity to go to Dominican Republic, it's not crazy expensive. It's very approachable. It's beautiful. The people obviously are amazing. Not a lot of English, mostly all Spanish.
You don't say.
But I'm saying even in sometimes the resorts, people are very English orientated. Their English was not as advanced as I thought it would be in a tourist area. But io parlo un po' d'italiano.
Very American of you. What do you mean you don't speak English?
Obviously, the Italian is somewhat similar, but my Spanish I could always brush up on. But we did pretty well. You speak that international language of love and kindness. Other than that, we chilled out. It was great. So thank you for your support on that. I want to say that because when your girl supports you with your kids, vice versa, it creates more of a strong family bond. And I missed you. I ran home. This show to you is about truth in relationships, truth in life, Talk more about that.
Truth, period. Universal truths. To me, like truth, love, light are all one and the same. I only speak truth. I only speak love. I only speak light into things. Which is not to negate the darkness, because I'm very in tune with my shadows and the dark side of the world.
Do you think now the dark side is prevailing, or do you feel that things are
Absolutely
subdued?
not. In what way?
I was watching the news. I do pay attention because I feel it's our responsibility to pay attention to what's going on. But what's happening in the world, how do you fight something that you're not there? As a citizen, maybe leadership, they can say they're in these different parts of the world. But when you're not there.
As somebody like on the outskirts, our own POV.
Yeah, how
like
do you
in
even
America,
assess that the news
observing?
is even real? Like what they're talking about? Who is even know?
It's all propaganda. If you speak to people in other countries, and there are different apps and news outlets that are not the American media, that you can get credible. I have somebody very close that is in Iraq. So I've just been asking. I will not watch the news. I have a couple people online that are credible humans, and then I bounce that off of someone in the Middle East right now who is between and has been watching the tennis match of missiles.
What do they say?
That it's been quiet today. You just don't know till you know. There's no crystal ball for it. You can't just gauge.
That's why these last few weeks in living by truth is your experience. Because there's many dimensions of the 3D that we live in and timelines. I believe in all these things. Watching the news has fucked me up a little bit. And that's probably the heaviness that I'm feeling.
Yes, but it's not the news. It's how you receive it. I don't watch the news, but if I was to watch the news, if you're going to take it on energetically and because our empathy goes crazy for people. There's certain stuff that I don't turn a blind eye to anything, but there are certain things that I cannot. Otherwise, I'll crumble, and then I can't be effective. So if you're going to watch it, what is your goal? What purpose is it serving? If you're going to see disturbing things, what higher good is going to come from it? Otherwise, you're just deteriorating yourself, and you're just in a loop now of traumatic events.
There's so much truth to that, because when I was in government, when I was running for Congress, that was my job. I'd wake up, I'd work out. They had me on a regimen. Work out, go to 5 different podcasts and news stations, get all the news of the day, and then move on to the next thing. To me, it was, you'll be well-versed in what's going on. My best experience is when whether I was in the streets protesting, whether I was there, I was firsthand, I was on the front lines. I knew from experience, and it wasn't trauma, it was being there. I had some trauma from obviously what I was doing when the pandemic first came out. There's nobody out, and we were in government on the front lines, working with frontline workers and make sure they were protected. But coming back probably the last month and actually paying attention to the news and watching what was going on, that has brought so much heaviness.
Yeah. But that's the thing, to say that everybody should be depressed at all moments. Truth isn't just light. It isn't just of the light. Truth is light, period. It's shining the light on anything. And you have to shine the light on all the dark spots. You have to internalize it for there to be any change. Otherwise, you're just gaslighting yourself. The world's not just hunky-dory. For me, if I'm going to dive in to news segments, what is your goal with it? How can you transmit? Because you can alchemize energy long distance or by proxy. So what do you do with that energy? Because there's nothing you can do from this couch right this second with the thought in your head. There's nothing that you can physically do in the 3D world right in this moment to affect something over there. So energetically, what can you do?
Energetically, you can create awareness to an audience. You can't get so caught up, because if you do, you're fucked.
To alchemize that, though, we have access to these things at this point in human development. For what reason? With the assumption that everything serves a purpose and is the way that it is for a higher reason, and that all is supposed to be exactly as it is in a faith-based mindset. What's your part? What do you do when you get off this couch? If you can't be impactful right this second with something far, far away, what can you do in this moment to raise the vibration? Because if we're all a part of a collective consciousness, even you just changing your thought process and then speaking that to somebody else and like raising the vibration right there and collectively raising the vibration of love and that being the chain reaction. That's what you got to do. That's how you be impactful from inside your own little body. You're just one little person in the world.
If all that collectiveness comes together, you've made the world a better place,
Yeah.
right?
And yeah, and you yourself, you're not going to speak to every human in the world. Every time you speak, you can be impactful. To every ear that you come across, you can be impactful.
I think right now saying, don't watch the news when you wake up in the morning and don't watch it before you go to bed. Have some free time in your head. Personally, that's how I feel. Because consuming content is the same as consuming food that's not good for you. You are what you eat. And if you're constantly waking up in the morning, you turn on your phone, boom, that's the first thing you see. It's the first thing you go to bed at night. I know this, but I still catch myself doing it. It's something that is
You're human.
overwhelming. Human, but also a human that's disciplined and well-versed and have been through a lot of different things.
There's no should. You either is or you isn't.
Yeah, no, I love that. Facts. Again, going out and making a difference in your community. Easy. Make a difference in your community, whether it's spend some time with the elderly, create quality of life for people, go to nonprofits, whatever you can do. Call your mom and tell her you love her. Anything. Treat your partner amazingly, not argue. I have some things that I had written down earlier. Defensiveness. Don't be defensive. Becoming defensive when she points out these patterns, making her emotional labor even heavier. Explain that.
Women are generally, in a hetero relationship, the ones that are carrying the brunt of the emotional. If we by design have more emotional intelligence and we're trying to communicate and bring you to whatever plane of existence that we're on and trying to kind of even that, wait, hold on. Look at this streak. That's sick. That was pretty. Because like in theory, it should be dark like those clouds, but it's not.
Nothing's prettier than what I'm looking at.
Oh my God, what is it?
Oh, you like a Miss Swan?
If a woman's pointing out your patterns, we're more in tune. We're in tune with what your traumas are. We're very receptive. And this is what we do. We help transmute in the relationships. If you're defensive and you're in your wounds when somebody's discussing like how you're showing up in your wounds, like it's just making it heavier because now not only are we trying to help you gauge where you're at, but now you're putting more fucking shit onto it where we're like, okay, cool. Yeah, it makes our emotional labor heavier and more daunting because now you're in the wound of which we speak and we're fighting you from there. Well, you're fighting us from there.
So step away from ego. You don't have to be defensive. Listen. Emotional awareness. Not recognizing when your stress, mood, or behavior creates an emotional impact on the entire household.
Not even just emotional awareness, self-awareness. Like, how do I feel in my body? Do I feel triggered? Do I feel upset? Am I not performing at my best? That doesn't mean performative, but like in the world, showing up. If you're not aware of yourself, whatever you're feeling inside is going to spill out onto everybody else, everywhere you go, not even just in your household. Taking note of yourself and then adjust fire how you show up. I know if I'm in a mood or I'm in a headspace that is not favorable even for myself, because like when we're feeling like that, we're no good to ourselves either first before we can be no good in the world. So when I feel that way, I'll try to isolate a little bit. I'll explain to you or I'll explain to the kids like, hey, like this is what I'm moving through right now and I feel like I'm not able to show up in my best energy. So this is like me firing off a warning shot that either my reactions to you are not going to be favorable. It has nothing to do with you. This is why I'm trying to sort it out. Or I need a little bit of space just so I can move through it and not have any apologies to make or like repair work to do later.
These are things that you don't know that you don't know. A lot of couples, a lot of business relationships, a lot of professional relationships are not aware of these things. These are things that can make change. Can you imagine if world leaders spoke like this, where they actually studied these things and they applied them in world leadership?
Yeah, but that would be empathetic leadership. That would be empathy and heart space driven, which on a global scale, it's power. It's a masculine energy. High level, anything in that way is very masculine. which is why we have the wars. The world would have to suddenly be okay with more feminine leadership or feminine ideology.
When I would train customer success, customer satisfaction in government, it was a culture. It wasn't just about customer service. You would think, right? But it's about this kind of stuff. It's about culture. You know who didn't go through the classes and the training? The top leadership. They didn't feel it was important for them to go through it, but wanted to put all the management and the frontline employees through it. But the top of the top never sat through it.
That's what I'm saying. In any realm, but especially on the high levels and the powers that be that nobody in the regular 3D are going to be privy to and aware of. It's a very anonymous game up at the top.
But that's a problem.
Of course it is, but shit has to get exposed before it can be.
Truth be told, we're
Plugged with
exposing it
love.
now.
I'm saying exposed in actual identities would have to come out. People don't even know what they're battling. There's the top, we'll say 1% in the world who are actually controlling all of this shit. The top families and the whoever's around the world that people think are like the 1% that do own all of the food corporations, all of the beverages, all of the entertainment, all of the whatever. They're in bed with such and such. They've been inbred and blah, 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 blah. There's those, but then there's the ones above them. Because if we're privy to it, that's not the top. Just know that. Know that.
The top are the unknowns, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Even to go to the top of our understanding of what we little people could understand up until this point, it's still not the top. I'm saying all of that would have to be blown out of the fucking water before anything, actual change could be implemented on a global scale.
Yeah, it's coming though. It's here. The
Speak
time
it.
is now. Dismissing your partner with emotional phrases like you're overreacting or just get over it. I've been guilty of blowing things off because I'm dealing with so many things. This is not important.
You've been very dismissive in
Okay.
the beginning, like extremely.
Give me an example.
Just like concerns that I would have, and you'd immediately turn into a very, very wounded, your wounded inner child, / every trauma that you've ever felt from a female. You were very anti-female when we first got together,
Oh, yes.
deeply. And anytime I felt anything, that guy would show up.
Yeah.
No matter what I was experiencing, I'm a pretty effective communicator.
Yes.
I'm very aware of self. I know how to express or like help you understand what I'm feeling. I would be met with that it was my problem and, oh, you're in your wounds. It would get turned back on me. Oh, you're just wounded. You're punishing me for other people and that you're not going to deal with it. I'm real fiery. I'm real traumatized. So when somebody's wounds show up and they're poking me, I'm like, you don't even know that I'll unhinge my jaw and fucking eat you. Like,
But a lot of growth since then.
100%.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you. I know you've always been very gifted in terms of the awareness and a lot of the things that we talk about. You were right in so many ways. That's why you are who you are. That's why your spirituality is what it is. And that's why people come to you for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding.
But here's the thing, though. I didn't just wake up like that either. I like to crush any disillusion in the world that anybody can do anything that I do. Anybody can reach a level of awareness that I have reached. I was speaking with somebody recently, and we were saying something about gifted, and she was like, nobody's gifted. We're not gifted. We just are. Like, this is the human experience, but because of so many external factors in the world right now, for us to live in our actual humanness, our humanness is our divinity. The human experience. Wow, so many people miss the point. We are so tapped in, but they keep you sick. They keep it shiny, dopamine, blah, blah, blah. You can use fermented skate liver oil to decalcify your pineal gland. But anyway, so like everything within the matrix, within this world that we are in right now, in the evolution that we're in, is set up to detach you from your soul, from your human experience. Any of us could speak to each other telepathically. Any of us could have the chi, but people aren't tuned in. And we become so programmed to not follow our intuition. I've gotten fucked in this world by not listening to my inner guide. And my intuition, when I get impatient with other people for not, or I'm like, immediately, I come off as very harsh. I don't mean to be, ever. That is not how my heart feels toward anybody. But I come off really harsh sometimes or people receive it as harsh because it's very right now truth in your face. It's because I like to save people the time and the energy because I didn't listen to my own intuition for so long, and I want to validate other people's because you feel everything first. I said that before. You feel everything. You feel the truth in your body immediately, but then your mind gets involved and it has all of this bullshit that we've been subjected to and fed and all the different propaganda that suits the system. Then we question ourselves and we're like, wait, but no, like I felt that, but that can't be right because this person said this or I saw this, that, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. Then you don't listen to your inner guide. Mind, body, soul, we're all so deeply connected. There is no separation. That is also an illusion. That's why to keep people separate from each other, divide the nations, divide the people, divide the languages, divide the class system, everything is divisive. As long as we're not unified, we're controlled, we're afraid of each other, but there's no separation.
It's so true. Again, me consuming all this news as of the last month and a half, you can tell that I'm off. Whether it's helping people grow, working with artists, ministering customer success, being a life coach. When I start paying attention to other things, it starts to throw me off, and I start paying attention to things that I can't really do anything about in this moment until I get there. That's what I think is the mind fuck of society, is if everyone just paid attention to what they're doing within their lane, make the world a better place by doing that, that's what's going to change the collective. Is staying away from the propaganda, staying away from the news, man.
It's not even just the news at this point. Everybody has a cell phone in their hands. I'm saying it's not just the little news stories or the breaking. It then comes in form of memes. It comes in form of everybody has a platform now to express their opinion and or thoughts. With all due respect, not everybody is a high-level thinker, so they cannot separate what they see on social media and real life. So anything that they see on a computer, or they see somebody that's sitting in front of a camera on a couch and there's a light and it was professionally pushed out, it must be true.
What's in your feed too? What are you feeding yourself on Instagram? What are you feeding yourself on TikTok?
I don't look at TikTok. I don't have one.
You don't have a TikTok? I'm not a consumer of TikTok. I'm more of a creator of TikTok.
I just like Instagram, and I only follow what I want to see. It's creatives in the city or other places that we've been, like actual people that I would like to keep up with and see what they've got going on, or thought-provoking, whether it be art or psychology, different stuff like that.
In my feed right now is a lot of manifestation things.
In what way?
I don't want to say it's material things, but it's lifestyle, building wealth. My dream of building wealth is to obviously enjoy and create memories, but it's also those that are not able to experience that kind of life to be able to provide for people, to be able to give people an opportunity to go on a nice vacation, an opportunity to take a flight somewhere, an opportunity to be in a private plane and say, hey, we're all going here. It's not even my dream, it's our reality.
I love that. And also, ever since I was a little girl, I've done like similar but different, where I'm like, I will, in my lifetime, like I felt this since I was a child, have enough wealth that, like, fuck, no offense, the lavish vacations and providing that for other people. I will get to go build wells. I'll get to provide clean drinking water. I will get to help open schools or educate women, help protect women all over the world. That's what I think of in terms of like manifestation and growing the wealth, where I will accumulate enough that generationally my bloodline is gonna be Gucci, and also I'll be able to help out a lot of other bloodlines.
When you think about water and you think about all these things, people have been doing this for years and we still have an issue. Why isn't the issue resolved? With all the multi-billions of dollars that have already gone into these causes, why are we still having these issues?
There's multi-billions of dollars going into it.
How do you think about all sorts of different...
You think about it, but where? Give me an example.
I mean, Jay-Z and Beyonce,
Jay-Z what?
Oprah, all these different people.
Are they doing
They've
what?
built schools, water
sustained what?
solutions. Jerry Lewis. Remember Jerry Lewis?
Of course.
The Jerry Lewis Foundation, what has he resolved? He's probably helped a lot of people.
Okay, it's propaganda. Maybe you put up a little school here, but what awareness do you have for the Congo? You ever look at the Congo, look into it, actually, and how all of our fucking phones have the cobalt that they're mining and dying for. That's the same reason I don't really fuck with diamonds. I don't need people that I don't know in Africa to die just so I could wear something. That's disgusting.
This is a lab diamond.
Okay.
Mine. But I'm saying, I agree.
To the point, like my soul rejects like a lot with blood on it. I had that diamond put here twice, those little chips, the diamond gems that
Well,
Adrian
so-
wanted me to have to match his. And it popped off twice, gone. My soul rejects things that are rooted in evil.
Amen. He feels constantly inadequate and seeks validation or hides parts of himself due to deep shame, making his partner feel like she can never truly know or trust him. What creates the ultimate trust?
Transparency. Absolute truth. Consistency. Truth breeds trust. I like to find actual factual things that are not coming from my mouth, that are just objective information for you to digest and like really internalize. If you're a man and you have a female wound or vice versa, hearing it from your partner is triggering anyway because that's your most intimate connection. But then to hear it from the opposite sex when you're very wounded by the opposite sex, it's like, yo, fuck you. Instead of bucking, be able to just see black and white words written by nobody that you know, for you to not feel called out by, to just, create the aha moments.
100%. Going back to how can you be the change? And being the change is by actually taking things seriously to change.
How can you verbalize your own growth, or what do you notice within yourself that you would like to highlight so that somebody could follow that as well?
One, you've allowed me to build trust for women again. You just have. The fights I've had, the vindictiveness I've experienced, I haven't been always perfect. I'm sure I brought some stuff on myself. If there's something that I fall into with you, it's not, I got to get you back. That right there makes you like, whoa, I feel safe. A man's got to feel safe too. Like,
Clearly, I agree.
that's a thing. When you feel safe from your woman, no matter what, that's a game changer. If a woman really loves her man, that's like the number one thing she can do through anything, is make him feel my girl's got my back. Even when you've had my back, I'm still in my head because of my experiences. I feel there's so much of what you don't know that I know now, that looking back at this, there's no relevance to this. To me, now I could be the one saying, hey, proof is in the pudding. Listen to this, live this, be this, and it's a game changer. So there's a lot of things. Again, listening, not being defensive. Even if you're a little bit high intensity and you're like, confess, I didn't do anything. Confess what?
This guy, again, if somebody's telling him make confession and make an oil, confess.
Confession, though, Catholic guilt, is go in there and say,
say, speak it out loud. Tell me your secrets.
for me, growing up,
Catholicism, the musical.
right? Confession was going, Father, please forgive me. I have sinned. I did this. 20 Hail Marys. That's what I equated it to. But now that's not it. I know. That was crazy. Those are things we got through, and your patience, knowing where I'm coming from and me knowing where you're coming from, and having the truth and the trust is the change. And it's beautiful. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful that we got through this episode by just off the cuff.
Proud of you.
Thank you, because I wanted to give up at one point in this episode. There was something that came over me that I was just like, what are we doing? I lost a bit of the road, but Meg, rather than be like, what's wrong with you? She stayed very calm, cool, collected, and here we are. I think it's going to turn out to be a great episode and a lot of great knowledge for others. So thank you. I love you.
City of Detroit, you've been beautiful.
Detroit in the house.
Ow,
Mama Meg in the house.
ow.
You can follow her at official Meg Mayhem. Follow me at Adrian Tanone. We're out here living it too. Be the change in the world. What would you like to say?
I have been building my website by popular demand. I'd say within the next 2 weeks, I will be ready to go live. Come get your mental health.
Peace, y'all. Love. Menace TV. Truth be told, proud
Bye.
by Bert. We love you.